Did you know Jesus defines Holy Spirit? In Mark chapter 13, verse 11, the yellow highlighted text that you see, Jesus teaches sometimes the words people say are not their own words. The words are from or by Holy Spirit. And in Matthew chapter 10, verse 20, Jesus teaches, Holy Spirit is our Father's word speaking from your mouth. Now, I did some editing in the blue and green highlighting, and the word in, and I had to add the word through, because we have 4 examples of our Father's words. The first example, Luke chapter 1, verse 67, tells us when Zacharias declared John's the Baptist's life, these words had to be said by our Creator, for he prophesied John's life. The second example we have is Luke chapter 1, verse 41, when out of Elizabeth's mouth she declared Mary's son is blessed. These 2 verses prove their words were our Creator's words coming from their mouths. The third and fourth example are in Luke chapter 12, verse 12, and Matthew chapter 12, verse 28, where Jesus teaches our Creator's words will be said in their mind, and then they are to say his words. Other examples of our Creator's words coming to their mind are in the Hebrew text, where the prophets are being told to go out, and then our Creator will tell them what to say. Thus, Jesus teaches us there is no Trinity. All right, I'm getting set for this one. This one's going to take a little bit of explaining here, for the simple fact that a lot of this has already been done in Jeremiah. Now here, this is going to start out as Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. He's going to come against this king here. They use the word "come up." It's a deceiving words to you. But this guy here, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but anyways, this king here became his servant for 3 years. Now that's just absolutely wrong. Let me show you Jeremiah that I've already got picked out here, and I had to go back and get my text for Jeremiah. Here, this is a prophecy by our Creator, okay? And it talks about they will not mourn for him. He'll have like a donkey's burial, and be dragged away and thrown out of the gates of the city. So here, this is what's being said by our Creator. Now, the thing here is this was the next text that I found in Jeremiah. It's out of order. You can see that this here was chapter 22, part 6 of that, and this is 32, part 3. But this here has to be in Judah, and then what is it here? I thought have rebelled against our Creator, and the prophecies that their images in his house, and they defile it with the pillars for Raz. And do not command them for abominations. Okay, now it is prophesying they're going to come in down here and destroy them from the Babylon, their destruction. Okay, so Babylon hasn't arrived yet. And now the other thing is I wanted to point out is that when I did that chapter part whatever, and I showed you this was the prophecy by YHVH, I didn't change that king's name, okay? A lot of times somebody might be concerned that I changed the king's name here, and this is the story of the prophecy of him, okay? So now that you know that I didn't change it to show you that it was a different king. That's the way the text started out. So here, he can't rebel against the king. This is just false news. I mean, this is just a false story. So, oops, I got to change to the other side here. So, now these guys have been dead for a couple hundred years. These guys, probably 500 years. And these two have been dead for 500 years. And these guys have already been taken away for by who will I say Assyria. Oh, I should have also told you that this is where this king is at. He's the last or second to the last king. This guy was a great guy. That was the last video. So there's the kings that we're talking about here in the lineage of Judah, the nation Judah. Now, this is a prophecy that I already showed you that our Creator's already been saying by a few prophets, but I showed you Jeremiah's. Now, this is the sins, because this was actually them being put into. Okay, I just wondered if the mower was coming through when I'm speaking here. Now, all this is going to be removed. Innocent blood is killing innocent people. But this was done by Manasseh. He killed the prophets. So this story would be a little bit farther away in the king's timeline. See, this is this guy, and this is already 40 years after. Okay. So now we have to take a look at, okay, now do I have a timeline for this guy? I don't know that. So I'm going to have to start it here. Actions. This will be by Jehoiakim or whatever. And all that he did. Oops. I see something here that I can cut and paste and save some time. And that is to say that this text here. Okay, being that that's 3 verse this, and I should be doing this one too, died, didn't sleep. But that's, people believe every word in the Bible, and that's what's going to happen here. His youngest, that's what we found out. From other text, which was beautiful to find that out. Now this has gone from a 4 verse to a 3 verse, so I have to say that that will be grouped one way. And now this would be 4 verse. The king of Egypt did not come out of his land again. Now see, this is already that the king of Babylon has already went around Jerusalem. See, this is not true. To understand that real quick, here, let me blow this up a little bit. This is Assyria. This is where Babylon is at. They fought and took over Assyria. But this is Egypt down here. That means they had to conquer over here. to get to Egypt. So that is what is a lie here. So from the book of Egypt to the river Euphrates. Now these two places here are saying there's a river down right here called the River of Egypt, and this is the Euphrates River here. So they're saying all this land here, all these kingdoms, and then the nation of Judah were overtaken, which would have been Assyria's. So it seems like at this time that this area here, where the Chaldeans are living along the river, all the way to the sea, has not been taken. It's like there's not that many people there, or there's more people, and they're looking for people to take into captivity to build up their nation. So this, the king of Egypt from this to this is wrong, and this is all wrong. So, and usually, yes, they usually have his how old he was. And he reigned in Jerusalem. That's usually there. See, this is sometimes a three verse. But to make it a 4-verse, I usually been changing this to ruled. But if I just do this, that's a good 4-verse. Now, 18 years old. Let's see about the timeline on that. Okay, so that's very possible because he's 30 years. So yeah, it could be 18 years old when he became king. But I'm going to get rid of this verse. We should have in our mind that we know, but this should have been a 3-verse. If this is a 4-verse, wait a minute, no, I just seen what I'm going to put. He's already a king. See, here we already know that he became king in his place. So I don't need this, and I could put the word and here. And he became a king and ruled in Jerusalem. And that makes 4, but I still got him as king here. But it's this years that he became king. And this here, yeah, I can get around that. Yep, okay. He did evil, and I've been changing this verse as well to rearrange it to be able to be said in today's language, or the way we usually, most of the time we speak. According to all that his father had done. Now, this is wrong because this, we know he's a good king. So it'd have to be unlike. I'd have to put unlike here. Well, actually, this I've added. This I don't need. Accordingly. This is not right. The word accordingly is wrong. I got to replace that. Unlike his father had done. According to his past fathers had done. These two guys, no, this is a different king. So from a good king, so it has to be unlike his father. Not, if I put not here, not according to, oh, his father had done. Boy, that reads a little rough, but I'm going to have to let it go right there to get through this. That might have to be edited later, but that's a 4-verse, and that's going to go with the one above it. Okay, now this is all wrong. I've got other stories that when he came down, he came out as a horde and then besieged the city. So now it's this king. And he didn't go out against Babylon. The story I've already got. They're in the YouTube section under part 1, part 2 of what I've done so far. And I think this is all junk. Yeah, this, okay, now this is talking that Israel has already, or Judah has fallen. Okay, this story here doesn't have all the problems that happened at this time, because actually this is talking about this king's time. This king hasn't been introduced. So when I said this guy might be the other guy that I'm talking about there, Zadik. But I've got a better story of all that. So this is all the treasures, all the utensils that were put into the king's treasury. Yeah. This is out. I already have that story. Like I said, this is Now, the poorest of the land wouldn't have been left in the land. It would have been the elderly, sick, and those that had illnesses that they couldn't travel. They would have died on the way. So that's who was left in the land. So that's not being said right. Now, this guy was sent away, not the other guy. So this has already been better under Jeremiah. And let me tell you, there's a lot for Jeremiah that don't need that they brought the craftsmen. They were down there just to kill people and bring them to work in their fields. Although Babylon actually wanted to find out of everybody that was wise, he brought them into his government. So, this is where I would change this guy's name. And now you see Zedekiah getting introduced. And this is just not right. He was 21 years old when he became king. But this is not the right time. By the 11th year, the 10th, in the middle of the 10th year, I think that's when Babylon took over. I mean, you can't say he ruled when he was locked inside Jerusalem. So, but that is telling me a 3 verse there. Or 10 in Jerusalem. And he did evil. Sight of wine. This one would be just like, if I put just like as one word here, what was I seeking, trying to do here? This would had to have the unlike. So this can be changed to just like. Just like all this guy had done. Usually it should be like his father. But if I use the word just like, I wouldn't want to say and like his father. Just like all had done. Okay. Now that's a 4 verse. So see, this didn't happen. He didn't rebel. He resisted. This happened in Jerusalem. I'm going to get rid of all this. I know I got better story, but I don't know if I got this kind of text. So if I do a cleanup here, which isn't much, but it's pieces, and I really don't know if I'm going to use these pieces. Well, what happened? I didn't pull it up. I'm going to start from there when I get done. First one? Yep. This would have been 2, and this is a 3 verse, so this is a 4 verse. I'm just trying to note it for the readers in the future. It should have been 8 point or 10 point. Okay. Then it should have been 1 space here, and then that. Now I've got 2 spaces here. Doesn't tell how he died like a donkey's death here. So I'm thinking that there's missing verses here. So for right now, I'm putting them in. Now this is going to be a subject change here. But this has got to be 2. And then I see this has got to have like another 4 words missing, or 4 verses missing. Okay, now I might just find them right now when I go edit here. Okay, now this date of when Nebuchadnezzar come down, get rid of the book, so hold on here. Look down here. Oh, let me go like this and see if I can. Oh, it's up, it's down. A lot of prophecies that had to be put in the text. I don't throw out anything from our Creator. Should have. It should have like a divider here saying when the kings change. You see, I got a great big story here of what was going on. Okay, I still got this king here. Okay, so I haven't gone far enough yet. That's good. Okay. Boy, I'm trying to get to how accurate. Okay, now, yeah, I thought I had a dividing line for it. And now I'm looking for numbers. Into Judah. Okay, no, this is the end of Judah. So right here, this is the time in the 9th year for him. And then on the 10th, 5 count, that's months, by the way. The 10th, 5, oh, the 9th year, the 10th month, which is almost the very end. I don't think there's 11th count. These are 5 7-day counts. And then in his 11th year, in this 5 count on the 9th day, Jerusalem was breached. So I have very accurate information here of what's going on already in Jeremiah. So I'm going to say that this is out. See, under siege, wrong year, wrong time, and the 9th day of the famine was severe. Broke in. Now this story of them leaving out through the gates and the Chaldeans chasing after him and catching him on the way to the Jordan River is what they needed to get to. They were seeking to get on the other side, but these guys did catch him, yeah, by Jericho. Brought him to the king. Yep, this has all been said. Or I've already gotten. They bound him. I think, yeah, blinded him, put out his eyes. So this, I'm pretty sure, is already done. And then this guy here I have as this name. Yep. So we don't have to go too far here with this guy's name. This should have had an O. Yeah, he's the one that's going to carry everybody away. He's assigned to take them away. Okay, I need to take a quick break, so I'm going to put up Psalms that I did so you can follow Psalms, and I will be right back. All right, I made it back so I can I'll leave Psalms up. You've seen enough of me. This is him. They're taking these things, and this has already been, they counted, they took these things. It's not for spoons. I don't know if the spoons is really true. I don't think they had any spoons in his house to work with. Fire pans, basin, fine gold, and what was silver? Yes, that was the utensils. And some of the, like the lampstand. Okay, well, this is the stands for the altars. But beyond weight, yes, that's in the other text. This telling us how high these were, and the pillar cannot be this tall. I've actually figured out how tall the doors would have to be, and then you would find that you don't need anything but one more cubic above the door. So that I'll make a video on that sometime or someday. Yeah, this is just talking about the people that they captured. I've got all these guys, and they're more descriptive in here. Who organize, the scribe of the captain of the army who was in order of the capturing and traveling up to Egypt, or up to Babylon. I don't think I need that text. I really know that story is pretty well done, because I'm looking for how it makes sense of what would be taken, how they would be taken. Now here they're talking about struck them down. That had to be somebody, these people here, but they wouldn't know it took them that many miles. You got to understand that's a 300-mile trek, and then they wouldn't kill them. Now this guy being left as the governor, yes, I've got that, and there's stories about him afterwards. Okay, yeah, here. See, they had to add the word governor in. In the other text, I don't think I had to. So then they're going to come about after. This is like after they're gone into captivity, the remnant there, then they're gathering to this guy here. Yes, at this city is where he set up his office, which meant that they had not burned it to the ground. And then, yes, they had problems with I don't know who's on the other side of the Jordan River, but they came and killed him. There's a lot of stories there. Actually, the story gives a mountain of men that he killed. So I think I decided that all this is out, and that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to take these and say they're out. There's everything for the end has already been done or said. So chapter 25, I don't think, yeah, this was I was looking at, and I don't think I need any of this. So that's going to be the end of this video, because it is going to be out. All right. Now that I've done that, it's going to take a couple days to get the next video ready, but I will be doing that. And so there might be more time off before I get into this next one.